Okay, so I need to preface this by saying this could be something and this could be absolutely nothing, but regardless, I think it's a good thing.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so we've been talking about Trae Young a lot lately, and it's because of all the rumors that's spreading around, all the different hints that we've gotten that Trae Young may be open to playing for the San Antonio Spurs, and this might be just another thing to add to our list and our pot of rumor mills, if you will. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Before we do, though, I want to go ahead and go through some of the other things that we already know about. All right, just to catch everyone up to speed. So it kind of started with this. Actually, I don't know if it started with this. One or the other. It doesn't really matter. But everyone was talking about this. So this was an Instagram post in which this was earlier on in the season where the San Antonio Spurs, they gotten way better at it now, but we really been missing Wemby on lobs. I think on this play in particular, Champagnie missed Wemby. And yeah, we got Trae Young right here saying that's an easy lob. And that made quite a few people start to speculate like, would he be open to playing with Victor? Yes. It actually been known that his camp has been pretty open in saying that he would be open to playing with Victor Wembanyama. Won't go through this again, but yeah. So we went through this in separate videos before. Nothing new, but this rumor started sparking up once again about a week ago. But this is something that we discussed prior to this. And then there were some other things going on, right? Like everyone watched the game in which Wemby, by the way, I think his adjustments from the first time he played the Hawks to the second was mind-blowing. He was really good, especially in that second half defensively. But this was Trae Young talking about Wemby very shortly, but they did ask him a direct question, but this was his response. Just some of it.
Second half, throwing it up to him. I mean, sometimes you feel for him. He has some open looks. Sometimes they don't get it to him, and they were getting it to him in that second half on those lobs and just throwing it up to him. And we had to do a better job, but I'm glad we closed it out.
But yeah, so that's what he had to say. Oh, and someone started talking. Wait, what? Chaz, everyone follow Chaz NBA. I didn't know where I got this from. Yeah, Chaz NBA, follow Chaz NBA. I didn't even realize someone was talking on this. But yeah, so as you can see, Trae Young basically saying, yeah, I feel for Wemby, and that translates. It's the same thing, right? It kind of goes back to when he was saying that those are easy lobs. So he's been talking about Wemby for a good minute now, and he's not the only one. Everyone loves them some Wemby, but Trae Young, someone that could feasibly be on the market potentially. That is huge to hear him saying something about Wemby. Now, this is what I came across, and this is where I felt kind of personally attacked. So you guys already know we talked about Tim Martin, and Tim Martin is a trainer that not only worked with Wembanyama, but he's also worked with Trae Young. So there's kind of a connection there, if you will, but he's worked with many different NBA players as well. Maybe just kind of a vague connection, but this is what he had to say to this post. Victor Wembanyama had 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks in just 16 minutes during the second half. Remarkable. He said unheard of, and he's been hyping up his boy continuously. But then I saw this comment, and then I started to feel attacked afterwards. So this is Ray Young. If you don't know who Ray Young is, that's Trae Young's dad. And he said unicorn, just basically saying, yeah, I'm complimenting Victor. I went on his page briefly because someone sent this to me. So I was like, well, let me look at it. And he mainly talks about Trae Young. He talks about other players here and there, but for the most part, he just talks about his son and talks about the Atlanta Hawks as a whole, like compliments on Jalen Johnson, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's what he had to say about Wemby. And then there's a comment that says, chill out, Ray. You're not helping the rumors. And then this is when I started feeling attacked. My bad. You know me. I just love watching good hoopers, no matter who they play for, but you right. And he said, breaking news, Trae Young's dad liked to tweet. And then he was like, shrug. Ooh, that's so silly. Let me shrug a little bit. So that could literally be nothing or something. Who knows? But at the very least, we know for a fact that Trae Young and at least his dad have immense respect for what they're seeing from Victor Wembanyama. And then I saw this, and this could also be something or nothing. Who knows? I went through his likes. Okay, I did my due diligence. Not really. This is literally nothing. I'm just looking through Twitter likes. Like, really? Come on, Clan. You can do better than this. But I did come across this, and I said, oh, this is a post that I actually posted of Greg Popovich being a phenomenal coach, in which I said, hey, I would love for the Fire Pop people to see themselves out. I don't know. I'm just going to lay that on the table. You guys do with it what you will. I have no idea. But we do know, at least this could be, like I said, something, absolutely nothing. But at the very least, we know that the Trae Young family, they respect the San Antonio Spurs. It at least tracks with the reports that we saw that Trae Young would be open to playing for the Spurs. So what do we have thus far? Okay, let's just go ahead and do a conclusion to this video. And there's going to be more that comes up. I already know it's going to be more that comes up. And by the way, let me go ahead and say this, because if this person comments, someone actually sent me something. They were like, Trae Young also follows Wemby on Twitter, or was it Twitter or Instagram? I think it was Instagram. I don't really care about that. Everyone follows Wemby on Instagram. Like Trae Young follows all NBA players. Like I think that's too much of a stretch. Okay. But thus far, look, we got the report that he'll be willing to play for the Spurs. We have him commenting literally on Wemby post saying, "Dang, that was an easy lob." We have him post game saying, "Wow, I feel for him. In other words, I could hook him up." And now we have at least his dad showing immense respect for the San Antonio Spurs in Wembanyama. Oh, and along with Tim Martin, both of their trainers basically coming out and praising Wemby or whatnot. But we know that there's somewhat of a connection there. So while it may be vague, guys, we can just add it into the pot. Okay, if we get something a little bit more substantial, we will go through that. We will get excited. But right now, that's all we got. But I like this nonetheless. So you guys, let me know what you think in the comments on this newfound connection, if it is one. Also, let me go ahead and say this too. Just to address, I don't know if this really needs to be said, but like, why would you not want Trae Young? I don't quite understand it. Now, if we're talking, you have to get rid of like everything, like both of your picks in 2024, your picks in 2025, your picks in. I mean, maybe, but I feel like you could get away with keeping some of your own picks in the next few years and also getting Trae Young. Thanks for subscribing while I'm recording this video. But yeah, so I don't know. If you don't want Trae Young, you're going to have to give me something a little bit better than... I don't know. I have no idea. Trae Young, he has the type of play style where he'll be playing for a very long time. It's not like we just got him for a couple years or a few more years. Like he's going to be fine. I mean, his basketball IQ is extraordinarily high. I won't go as far as to say there's no player in these future drafts that'll ever be as good as Trae Young. But thus far, right now, as it stands, this upcoming draft, yeah, the guards available, they probably won't be Trae Young level. But I will say this, if the San Antonio Spurs could manage to keep their own pick for 2024 and give away their 2024 of Toronto's, and you can hold on to your own, I think that would be really nasty if you manage to somehow get Trae Young and also get Modest Buzelis, who I really like, by the way. Really, really like that kid. I think you're in a great spot. But that's just me. I mean, you would have Trae Young, Devin Vassell, Buzelis, Sohan, and Wemby. That's kind of nasty. I don't know. That's just me getting excited though. But anyways, I will get with you guys later. Until next time, man. Bye.